Welcome in. This is Reiki by request. Reiki Energy Healing ASMR. We'll be getting started with today's live stream in just a few minutes. Please come in and make yourself comfortable. Welcome in. We'll be getting started with today's Reiki energy healing in just a few minutes. Come on in and say hello. I hope you're doing well today. It's chilly here in Massachusetts. So chilly. Be getting started in just a few minutes. Come on in. This is Reiki by request. Happy Monday to you. We're getting started in just another minute or so. Come on in and relax. This is Reiki by request. Hello, Phyllis. Good morning. I hope you're doing well today. Just getting set up here. Let me know how everything is sounding on your end. Hopefully everything sounds good. Let's see. Busy, hello. Let me see here to get my notebook. Here it is. Good, good. If you're just joining, come on in. Getting started in just another minute or so with Reiki by request. I'm just doing some last minute adjustments here. I hope you're doing well today. Say hello as you come in. All right, I think I'm good. Hello. Good morning, Kimberly. Welcome in. Let's see here. Okay. Perfect. All right. Let's go ahead and begin, my friends. I'll start by introducing the live stream and then myself, and then we'll jump into today's session. As you come in, please do say hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing today. Perfect, Cisco. This is Reiki Energy Healing by request. For the next 2 hours or so, we will relax as we come into this shared space of healing. Taking our time, just arriving with whatever it is that we're going through, that we're feeling today. Hello, Taylor. Viewers are welcome to make a personal request for energy healing today by gifting one of the pinned gifts. Just a reminder, let me take a sip here. Just a reminder that Reiki energy always flows where it's needed and how it's needed for your highest good. No matter what the request is, remember that Reiki will always work for you. In order to receive Reiki energy healing. Hello, Tina. One must be open and willing to accept and receive it. And then open to receive. Opening to receive can be a challenge in a world that often invites us to close. During this session, I will pair the flow of Reiki with ASMR elements like slow and tender hand movements and a soft spoken voice. I also like to use imagery and guided meditation to help us to open and trust. My name is Jen. I am a certified Reiki Master Teacher. Thanks for joining today. Thank you for following. Thank you for getting your heart me's as you come into the live. As we begin, please do let me know how you're doing today, how you're feeling. I hope you're doing well. Also, to let you know, if you are a super fan, I am planning on streaming again after this live stream with Reiki and Real Talk. Chelsea, hello. So good to see you. Reiki and Real Talk is a casual Reiki live stream where we talk about a particular subject. Today we'll be talking about the topic of self-sabotage. So if you're interested, stick around. Ursula, thank you so much for the hanging lights, my friend. Perfect, Allie. Just relax. All right. Let's get started. We don't have any requests to get us started today, which is okay. Let me sit for a minute and see if any particular energy comes to mind to begin. All right. Actually did have an energy just pop in. Maybe it was because I was looking at Jordan's text, Jordan's message in the chat about healing the heart after a breakup and deep entanglement. So let me go ahead and grab an energy that came to mind when I saw that in the chat. Hold on, let me grab my rose quartz and we'll get started. Griselle, thanks for getting your heart me as you come in. I'd like to begin by using this specimen of rose quartz crystal. This is a larger specimen. Kimberly, thanks for getting your heart me. Rose quartz is a particular balm for the heart space. Let's begin by running this gentle and nourishing crystal through the chambers of the heart space. As this soft pink ray light moves toward the doorstep of the heart. Hello, Caitlin. Watching as that misty and soft light approaches the doorstep, illuminating all of the area around the house of the heart with a soft and gentle mist. Let's bring our attention now to our breathing, allowing the breath to help us relax the heart. Okay. As we breathe in deeply through the nose, and out through the mouth. Just a couple breaths, just like that. In through the nose and out through the mouth. Christina, hello. And then we change the breath. Jay, thank you so much for requesting some Reiki. Let me write you down there. Let me know in the chat, Jay, if you have a particular request today or if you are in the mood for something intuitive. Do let me know. Steady, hello, thanks for getting your heart me. Let's change the breath now as we exhale through the nose. Intuitive, okay. Perfect. Each breath moves that soft pink ray mist deeper into the heart of the house. As that mist weaves its way through doorways and windows, down corridors, as it moves to fill the nooks and the crannies of each room of the heart. Imagine each space of the heart filling with compassion, reverberating through the halls, soft and loving. Letting that feeling of compassion and tenderness move room to room. As the heart begins to expand, making more space, feeling the heart growing with each inhalation, feeling that mist of compassion moving with each exhalation. Good. Hello, Elaine. I hope you're doing well today. As you come in, my friends, say hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing. We do have a request to get us started today from Che. Che is looking for some intuitive Reiki. Give me just a moment to sit with that request, and we'll get started. Good morning, Jennifer. Hello, Cassandra. I am doing well, yeah. Tomorrow will be ASMR, and perhaps tonight with Delphine After Dark. All right, give me just a moment. Actually, something just came to mind for you. Give me just a moment to sit with that, though, and we'll get started. All right, I had a really interesting image come to mind. All right. I'd like to do a little bit of heavy energy removal. But I'd like you to imagine cheesecloth. I know it sounds weird. Do you know what cheesecloth is? It's like a soft sheet of fabric. So imagine a soft sheet of fabric, very gossamer to touch. Now this fabric is composed of tiny, porous openings, little tiny spaces where one can squeeze or wring out a substance within, squeezing it of water or moisture. That's what a cheesecloth is. If you were to hold it up to the light would pass through it freely. It has that semi-transparency, that softness, but the ability for particles to move through it. Imagine wrapping something in cheesecloth and squeezing. From the bottom comes particles like water dripping from the bottom. And held within the cheesecloth is an increasingly solid substance that becomes heavier and denser feeling as the particles of moisture are squeezed out, yeah? Do you get where I'm going? Imagine taking that soft and semi-transparent, gossamer-like sheet and wrapping it around an area of tension that you are currently experiencing, either here in the physical energy body, perhaps an area of tension in the emotional energy body. Thank you so much. Hello, Incongruent. Thanks for your request for a crystal healing. Let me write you down. Let me know, Incongruent, if you have a particular request or if you would like something intuitive today. Perhaps the area of tension resides in the intellectual energy body or the spiritual layer. Intuitive, okay. Taking a moment now just to scan through the energy bodies until you land at an area that's holding tension or feels heavy. Just noticing. That's it. Welcome in. Just noticing. Good. Imagine now that cheesecloth imagery that I talked about before. You remember? As a soft and semi-transparent, porous, gossamer fabric wraps around that area of tension now, enfolding the area no matter how big or how small, wrapping it like a present. That's it. Breath by breath now. As you inhale largely, inhaling as that fabric begins to apply some pressure on that area of tension. Just a little squeeze. And as you exhale, imagine particles or energetic debris rinsing from that cheesecloth, dripping like drops of water. Each breath wringing out, rinsing out that area of tension. Good. Don't be afraid to make your inhalations hearty. Deepening the breath, allowing the body to breathe freely. Each inhalation begins to squeeze that cheesecloth. Each exhalation releases some of that debris, letting it go. Good. That's it. Taking one more gigantic, full body breath right into that area of tension, just like that. Good. And now imagine unwrapping that cheesecloth just like you would unfold a gift. Within is that heaviness, that weight, that ball of tension. Imagine letting that ball of tension roll from your fingertips and drop, just like a stone falling into a still lake. Seeing in your mind's eye what that looks like, a stone as it touches the still surface of a lake and ripples. It makes that plunking sound. Hello, Chrissy. Thanks for getting your heartbeat. Good. Letting that tension fall to the lake, plunking, rippling the water, dropping. Good. Thank you so much for getting us started, Che, with the first request of the session today. Perfect. We have a second request today from Incongruent for a crystal healing. Incongruent is looking for an intuitive healing. Let me sit for a minute just with that request and then we'll get started. As you come in, say hello in the chat. Let me know how you're doing today. Teresa, hello. Megan, hello. Thanks for getting your heart me as you come in. All right, I did have a crystal come to mind. It's actually two of them. I need to think for a minute about which one I'd like to use. Steady, thank you for the roses. Karina, hello. Good morning, Jay. I think I'm going to go with the smoky quartz for this one. All right. Let me show you. This is my specimen of smoky quartz. This is a smoky quartz point. Let's take a moment here just to allow this smoky quartz energy to weave its way through the body. As it moves from the crown of the head, making its way down toward the earth. Just rinsing through the energy centers of the body. Good. Smoky quartz is a very cleansing energy. So as it moves through, thank you so much, Kay. Thanks for the galaxy. Let me write you down. For a sound healing. Let me know, Kay, if you have a particular request for your sound healing or if something intuitive suits you today. As this smoky quartz moves through each energy center, it has the ability of picking up, almost like a vacuum, any of that debris, energetic debris. Smoky quartz is a little bit stronger than a clear quartz, capable of handling some of that darker or heavier, or that more negative feeling energy. Intuitive. Okay, sounds good. I'm trying to think of how to explain the image that's in my head with this smoky quartz energy healing. Maybe I can just explain it and it will make sense because I can't think of the word of what I'm imagining. Let me try to describe to you what I'm seeing in my mind. I'm seeing an open sky, bright, vast, and that perfect color of blue. Nothing but sky, not a cloud in sight. Just wide open and clear. We invite now any energy that feels difficult or challenging to arrive on the scene of this clear blue sky canvas. And as that energy enters the scene, we see it as wisps of darkly colored energy, fine and airy, almost like clouds, maybe a little more stringy. We envision that moving into our line of sight as those tendrils of challenging or negative feeling energy begin to move across the sky. It's all right for us to acknowledge whatever is there. Nothing to fear. Just allowing those wisps to come into our vision. As those darker wisps begin to move across the sky stays the same. It doesn't darken. It's not changing. We invite those tendrils just to move exactly as they need to, held by the sky that's steady and clear. Can you imagine those tendrils now? Good. This smoky quartz energy is like a prism. And as it enters that sky landscape, it attracts to it those floating and flying wisps of darker energy. They move toward that smoky quartz column, attracted to it. Imagine those wisps flying toward this smoky quartz and just being absorbed, like an inhalation absorbing air. As this smoky quartz moves through that clear sky landscape, it's like a magnet or a collector. As those wisps, those tendrils of darker, airy energy move toward it, and the sky clears again. Hello, Tammy. Good to see you. Hello, Liz. Good to see you. Thank you. Good. Smoky quartz is an absorber, a collector of those tendrils and wisps of the heavier or darker energy that we hold. It invites you now to release what needs releasing and what you're ready to release. Letting it move naturally into its web. As smoky quartz, the great collector, has plenty of space. Bex, that's amazing. Is that a recent certification, my friend? Wonderful. Good to see you, fellow Reiki master. Level 2. Level 2 practitioner. That's amazing. Oh, that's fabulous, Bex. What a wonderful skill. learning Reiki has helped me so much in my own journey. Letting go of what no longer serves you in this moment. It's all right. Sometimes we might want to let go, but we're not ready. And that's okay too. There's no rush. There's no forcing or pushing. There's only allowing. Only allowing. It's all right for you just to allow. That's it. So good. It's not always easy to allow, is it? Good job. Thank you so much for your request incongruent for an intuitive crystal Reiki healing. I hope that was useful for you and supports you today. Not only you, but everyone. Reiki is available to everybody, no matter what the focus is. It always travels for you how it's needed and where it's needed if you accept it in this moment. Coming up next, we have a sound healing request from our friend Katina. Looking for something intuitive, which I love, so let me sit with that. Perfect, Bex, thank you so much. Let me sit with the request for sound healing, see what comes to mind, and we'll get started. As you come in, say hello in the chat. Thank you for tapping. Let's get to 20K. Let's get to 20K. And don't forget to get your heart me as you arrive. Okay, so when I was sitting with this, oftentimes images will come. Melissa, thanks for leveling up in the team. Yay. For those of you who are super fans, just a reminder that after this live stream, I'll be hosting a super fan only Reiki and Real Talk. We'll be talking about self-sabotage today. It's a topic on my mind, so please join then if you are in the team. Anyway, yay! Hey Matt, thank you so much for the happy hat. So instead of an image this time for you, Kay, I got a word, and the word was sweetness. I just kept getting this word, sweetness, something very, very sweet. So I'm going to riff on that for a little bit for this healing. And I think I'd like to use one of my metallic singing bowls and maybe also a little bit of heart tuning fork. I think I'm going to use both. So we'll do 2 different sound healings. Let me just get that ready and we will run with this idea of sweetness and see where we land. Hello, private eyes. Hello, 366. Hello, Sammy. Welcome in, Gina. Hello. All right. The theme for this next intuitive healing is a sound healing, and the theme is sweetness. So let's run with that a little bit. I'm not quite sure where we're going to end up, but we'll see. It's always a surprise. I'd like to begin for sure with this metallic singing bowl. And as I strike this singing bowl, I'd like it to be like honey. Maybe it's the color of this that's inspiring me to think of honey. Maybe it's something else. It is related to sweetness, so we're going to go with it. I'd like you to think about honey dripping into the bowl, filling the bowl with a soft and tender sweetness. Each time that you hear the chime, imagine a viscous, shining, heavy and sweet drop of honey flowing down into the bowl and landing. With each chime, drops of honey descend to fill the bowl. Imagining the bowl filling to the brim, dripping with sweetness. It's not just honey. It's also a metaphor for filling your inner bowl with good things, sweet and kind, loving things. Things that feed your soul. Things that bring the sensation of love. Okay? So let's imagine that as we move into this sound healing, as we fill this honey bowl with pieces of loving kindness, drop by drop. You can even imagine this bowl sitting right in the heart space. And as each drop of honey falls, it's filling the heart, the bowl of the heart. Can you imagine that? That soft and sticky golden honey, drop by drop, filling and feeding, nourishing the heart. Yes, I'm feeling it myself. I don't know if you can tell, I'm like, whew, this is feeling good. So sweet. Let's do that. If you're wearing headphones, you might want to adjust your volume down. Sound healing can be a little bit unpredictable. Let's go ahead and move into this honey of the heart singing bowl meditation. Rosie, thanks for getting your heartbeat. Drop by drop, honey filling this bowl of the heart. Letting that honey now fill the bowl, letting that honey overflow, overflowing the heart space. Good. Drop by drop, imagining that honey dripping, overflowing and filling the heart. With sweetness. It's all right for your heart to stir with sweetness. Good. I wanted to follow that honey bowl meditation with a tuning fork for the heart space. Just moving that vibration, letting it penetrate more deeply into the heart, and inviting it to hum in that honey bath as you allow sweetness to permeate through the heart and expand out with its honey-colored light through the body. Allowing that sweetness to resound through the heart like a song echoing through a high vaulted chamber, letting it move and color the space with its soft golden hues, letting that honey ripple outward from the heart, moving the whole body to tenderness. Holding that honey in the heart. And letting it feel good. It's all right. It's all right. Thank you so much for your beautiful request for a sound healing, Katina. Let me know in the chat, my friends, how you're feeling now. If you experienced anything with that sound healing. Perfect. Good. So glad. Perfect. Thank you for your requests. We do not have another request next. If you'd like to make one, you can gift one of the pin gifts for today's session. It's always a different gift. If we don't get another request, then I will go ahead and do something intuitive for the group coming up next. As you come in, don't forget to get your heart me's. And thank you for tapping your screen. We're at 23K likes. Thank you for the support. Hey Jay, thanks for getting your heart me. Jersey, hello. All right, coming up, Anita, hello. Coming up next, let me sit for a minute with the energy and see what comes to mind. Fatima, hello my friend, good to see you. And we'll move next into an intuitive healing for the group. Oh, something just did come to mind. Hold on, let me grab that. All right, my friends, I'm doing well. Fatima, how are you doing? I want to use an essential oil. I'm looking for my bergamot. If you have bergamot essential oil, you might take a minute and get it out. You can use it in conjunction with my healing as well. I have to find mine, so give me just a second and we'll get started. Hello, big boy. So good to see you. Nancy, thank you for the love you so much. Britta, so good to see you, my friend. Good morning. Welcome in. All right. Coming up next, I want to do a little intuitive Reiki energy healing for the group. And what came to mind was an essential oil. This is bergamot. And bergamot, I love it's citrusy and sharp in the way of like a wild orange with lemon would be sharp to the senses, but it also has that super earthy and grounding fragrance of like petrichor, like wet earth, right? So it has that uplifting redolence of that citrusy vibrance paired with that heavy and rich, grounding, earthy tone. So it brings both. With that elevating citrus and that grounding earth, it really encourages a sense of balance and equilibrium. All right, let me get that prepared. I'm going to put it in my ball roller and use it on my fingertips. So let me get that ready and we'll get started. It smells so good. You just grabbed, oh, thank you so much. Ellie, thanks for your request for a crystal healing. Let me write you down. Ellie, let me know in the chat if you have a particular request today or if something intuitive sounds good. Perfect. If you have your bergamot, I recommend putting it in a little carrier oil, maybe something coconut or almond or jojoba. I always love saying that word. It's so interesting. Jojoba. Jojoba. Anyway, and then rubbing a little bit on your fingers. That's what I do. All right. This is my bergamot. I'm just going to rub some on the fingertips. And I know that you can't smell the bergamot through your screen, but I wanted to infuse the Reiki with its essence. Is it bergamot? How do you say that? Bergamot. Mont? I don't know if I'm saying it right. It could be that I'm saying it incorrectly. I've always said bergamot, but it looks like, let's see, it looks like bergamot, but I think it's bergamot. There's no N, it's bergamot. Add the ont. Bergamot. I'm not sure. It could be a mystery that we can solve today. Bergamot. We do our best with pronunciations. All right. As this bergamot energy journeys through the senses, we feel that elevating and brightening pull, rising, elevating, pairing that bright energy with the rich and heavy, earthy energy, pulling us with equal power toward the earth. Meeting that energy right in the middle, at that plumb line of balance and equilibrium. In my mind's eye, I'm actually envisioning like a bright space up above and a rich brown red space below. And right in the middle, a plumb line running through. I am imagining a literal line just going across and resting my energy right on that line. It can be Let me try that again. It can be hard to find balance and equilibrium of this kind. But imagine for a moment that you have landed like a bird on a wire who settles quickly and gracefully right on that line. Resting yourself on that line of equilibrium. Good. Settling there for a few moments. Good. settling between that air and that earth energy. Feeling both inspired and grounded. All right. I thought that was good. For the group, hopefully that suited you and assisted you. Coming up next, we have a request from Ellie for a crystal healing. And Ellie, I didn't catch if you had said you wanted something intuitive or if you had a particular request. I think we got carried away with the Bergamo pronunciation. And I might have lost your comment in the mix. I'm so sorry. Let me know in the chat, Ellie, if you would like something intuitive. Okay, something intuitive. You got it. All right, I just had a crystal pop into mind. Let me just grab it and we will get started. Let me see. Big boy, did you make a request there? I didn't see it come through. If we do have time, if you didn't gift one of the gifts for today, if we do have time at the end of this session, I'm happy to do that. Let me see what we've got here, big boy. You've got anger and negativity. All right, I'll put that there. And if we have time, we'll get to it. If you'd like to assure we get to it, you can gift one of the pin gifts for today. Coming up next, we have a request from Ellie for something intuitive. And I did have a crystal energy pop into mind. Oh, perfect. If you're not sure if you want just regular Reiki with guided meditation, crystal, sound healing, or cleanse, just gift whatever feels appropriate and we can make it wide open. So we can do whatever comes to mind, whether it's sound or crystal or just Reiki. If you want, I can just run with it if you're not sure. I hope that helps. Thank you so much. All right, Bunny, all right, Ellie, I wanted to use some tiger's eye. So let me go ahead and grab that and we'll get started. Perfect. Thanks, big boy. I've got you down for anger and negative energy. We'll get to that next. I was just reading my notes here on Tiger's Eye because Tiger's Eye popped into my mind immediately for you, Ellie. And I'm wondering, Tiger's Eye is so, there's so much going on with Tiger's Eye. Obviously, when we think of Tiger's Eye, we think of courage, right? That's what I always think of immediately is Tiger's Eye is the cardinal crystal for bravery. So if you need a touch of courage, of oomph, of bravery, Tiger's Eye is the crystal for you. But I'm thinking that that's not exactly what I wanted to evoke with this energy healing. Ellie, if you have the crystal, you can get out your Tiger's Eye too and have it beside you, maybe hold it. That's a good idea. Let's spend a couple breaths here with this Tiger's Eye and see which element of the crystal wants to step into the light for this healing. Tiger's eye is always about courage and bravery. It's always there. It's like the lion's crystal, infusing you with hope and momentum, allowing you to overcome fears, coloring the energetic landscape with courageous colors. Tiger's eye is a coming together of the sun and the earth energy. That golden and bright, encouraging energy of sunlight as it kisses and touches the earth, warming the soil. Sometimes we think of the earth as a heavy or cold thing. Tiger's eye brings together that warm kiss of sunlight as it falls to the earth. I'd like you to imagine now a patch of soil, a patch of earth, sitting in a ray of golden sun. Just lingering on that vision of sun-kissed earth for a moment. Imagining each grain of sand of the soil slowly, one by one, soaking up the warmth of the sunlight. Each grain absorbing warmth. Each grain making a subtle shift as the sunlight makes its way into that particle of earth. I think that is the connection that I wanted to bring with this tiger's eye. Its relationship of bringing together the sun and the earth. Let's linger on that imagery of each grain slowly changing and evolving. Oh, Kion, thank you so much for requesting a cleanse today. Let me go ahead and write you down. You'll be after boys. Let me know in the chat if you have a special request. Julia, hello. I didn't see you pop in. So good to see you, my friend. For depression, Julia, yes, maybe. Let me know in the chat. Can you let me know anything else about the type of depression? Any context will be good because there's so many different crystals that can help with depression, but the more information I have, the better. You can even private message me if you don't feel like broadcasting, and I can get back to you. Why don't you inbox me and give me some details? Nothing super personal, just maybe a sense of like what kind of depression it is. How is it being debilitating? Is it a physical thing? Is it a soul-related thing? Is it a intellectual? All of that. Just send me a private message. Okay, let's get back to the tiger's eye. We're still holding space with that. Okay, of course. as the sun kisses the earth. It illuminates each particle, bringing into focus and lightening heavy things. When those shards of light hit each grain of soil, the soil rejoices, popping. I want to say like popcorn, but I was looking for something a little more poetic, but I can't think of anything. So popping like a grain of popcorn when it's hit by the heat, changing, enlivening. I'd like you to take this image of the sun-kissed soil and hold it with you for a few breaths. Taking it in and letting it move down toward the root chakra. Each inhalation into that root chakra energy center brings that image of sun-kissed soil into focus. Holding that image in the root chakra, letting it settle and expand. Good. That is the exact image that I wanted to bring you with this tiger's eye. Work for the root. Sometimes the root chakra we think of as like a dark energy center because it's heavy and it's related to surviving. And it's related to the earth. And really, the only part of the earth we think of as ever receiving light is the crust, that very topmost surface. We think of the rest of the earth as dark, without light. So Tiger's Eye brings us a different way to think about the earth in its marriage with the sun. As we bring that sunlight energy to the earth chakra, the root, the earth star, even the sacral chakra, letting those energy centers fill with light. Perfect. Thank you so much for your request, Ellie. Can you let me know what you mean by insight timer? I am not familiar with that. Is that an app? Perfect. Coming up next, we have a request from Boys, looking for some relief of anger and negativity. And then we have a request from Kion for a energy cleanse. All right. Oh, it is a meditation app. Hello, my friend Ray. Good to see you. I hope you're doing well. I'm going to write that down, Ellie. I have not heard of that. Insight timer. I will look into it. Do you recommend it? Is it like a timer for your meditation practice? Let me know. I'm trying to meditate more. It's hard for me. I'm more of a physical person. Like, I like to do more of an active meditation with movement, somatic movements and yogic movement really works for me. Sitting still and meditating can be difficult for me sometimes. Oh, nice. Yeah, great. Yeah, definitely look into that if anyone is interested in meditation. All right, boys, let me sit with your request for anger, that angry energy, and let me see what comes to mind. And we'll get started. Actually, something just did. Hold on. Okay, I've decided to use a combination. The first thing that came to mind was Canary Seed Rattle, and I'm going to start with that. It's a bit of a sound healing. It's a little bit loud, so I'll give you a cue if you need to turn down your headphones. And then I want to move into a crystal healing with some aragonite. So let me grab that. I actually see it right here, and we'll get started. Let me show you this aragonite. I think it's such a beautiful crystal. Let me show it to you close up. Can you see that? It's almost like a starburst. The way that the crystal specimens like burst out from the center. It has that ruddy, earthy, orange brown. I love. Okay. Hello, Jer Bear. Welcome in. Let's get started with this healing for anger and negativity. I wanted to use this Canary Seed Rattle. It has some dried canary seeds. This is often a shamanic healing tool. Sometimes I use shamanic tools in conjunction with Reiki. Yvette, hello my friend. Thanks for getting your heart me. Thank you all for 31k taps. Thanks for the support. Canary Seed Rattle is traditionally used to jostle and move stuck energy. If you almost think of like, what am I thinking of? I'm thinking of like plaque. You know how when somebody has a heart attack, and you know, that's a horrible thing. When somebody has a heart attack, it's oftentimes because of what they call like plaque gathering on the walls of the heart. And plaque of that kind, you know, can gather around other things too, like organs or bones, right? It can gather around our energy, start to encroach upon it and make it seem thick and heavy and rigid and stuck. That kind of energy is the kind of energy that the Canary Rattle seeks to jostle. And when I say jostle, I mean like shake, right? So shaking through, and as that shake moves through the energy, it begins to rattle it loose, right? So that plaque, that energetic plaque, begins to sort of come away from the walls, starts to soften and crumble and fall. I hope you're following me on that. I think I got a little carried away. That's the energy that the canary seed brings. So as I shake the rattle, I want you to sort of try your best to move into that imagery of that energetic plaque starting to shake itself away from the walls that it's become adhered to and start to begin to crumble. Okay, the sound is a little bit abrasive. So if you're wearing headphones, you might turn your volume down and see what sounds good for you. I'm going to shake it across everywhere and pair that with Reiki to help that loosening and that jostling. All right, let's give it a go. That's it. Good. Letting those particles come away from the walls. Letting those particles crumble and fall. Good. That jostling energy also encourages you to embrace anger a little more. And that might sound weird because often when we feel anger, we want to get rid of it, not move into it because it can be scary. But I think it's important to also realize that anger is a sensation, just like everything is a sensation, right? Hunger, headache, tenderness, longing, thoughtfulness, love. I think all things are sensation. Anger is also a sensation. And one of the things that it's important to practice with sensation is allowing sensation. Some sensations are easier to allow than others. I think anger is a challenging sensation to allow, but the jostling effect of the Canary seed encourages you to let go of anger by allowing it. Yeah. What is a healthy expression of anger, right? We ask ourselves that. I ask myself that a lot when I try to allow anger. What does this look like for me to allow it in a healthy way? I want to follow that up with a crystal healing using this aragonite. This is a raw specimen of aragonite. A polished specimen of aragonite looks really different. Let me see if I have one. Yes, I do. Hold on, let me show you. When I grabbed this, my specimen of pyrite went rolling across the floor, so we'll see if maybe the pyrite wants to come out. This is a polished specimen of aragonite, and this is a raw specimen of aragonite. They look really different, right? That's one thing that I love about this crystal. Its transformative property. Aragonite is an essence of transformation, changing, transforming, not being trapped in what we did or who we were in this last moment, but finding the strength, finding the energy to move toward vitality and change, transformation. Aragonite is an energy of quick change, quick healing, something that can be accomplished immediately. Aragonite encourages you to let go of an illusion that being who you want to be is out of reach and takes time. Aragonite pushes you immediately into the moment. It's a vital force. It helps you to manifest exactly what you're trying to move toward right in this moment. Aragonite dispels any restriction on perception. Allowing you to overcome right now, like super fast, immediately. Aragonite is an energy of haste. What does Michael Jackson say in Man in the Mirror? I've got it. He says, make that change. That's the message of aragonite. Aragonite would say, make that change, make it now, right now. Just for a moment, imagine that you do, that you can. I know often when I think about healing journey, I think about a lifetime adventure. And I think it is a lifetime adventure in many ways. But I think it can also be sometimes immediate, quick, exactly as we want it to be, instantaneously. Why not? Aragonite is that invitation to occupy this moment with change. Thank you so much for your request, boys. I loved that. The last time I used aragonite was actually with you, Julia. I don't know if you're still in here, but I remember that. It's been a while, a few months, since I brought out my aragonite. Thank you so much for your request, boys. I hope that was helpful for you. Me too, boys. I hold anger as well. Sometimes it's hard to release it. All right. We have one request left for our session today so far. Unless another one comes through, I think I will have time for one more after this next one. Our next request is from Kion, looking for an energy cleanse. And Kion, I think that you said you wanted something intuitive, but I actually didn't write anything down. So I'm just going to scroll back and see if you made a specific request or if you're open to something intuitive. Let me just... I don't see anything. Let me know in the chat, Kion, if you have a particular request for the cleanse or if you'd like something intuitive. You're welcome, boys. I'm glad that helped. Thank you all for tapping your screen. Okay, got you. Thanks, big boys. Let's see, Kion, looking for a past cleanse for past betrayal from a past betrayal. You got it. Let me sit with that for a moment and see what comes to mind. I think something just did. Hang on. Just a sec, I'm actually looking through my notes because this is very specific and I feel like I have something here. I'm actually doing a search. Give me just a couple minutes here to see. Okay. Wow. I didn't end up where I thought I would end up, but I actually landed on something that's going to be pretty great. Yay. Thank you so much. Yay. Thank you, Fatima, for the bunny crown. That will be all we have time for today. Fatima will do yours after this one. Let me just write you down. Let me know, Fatima, in the chat if you have a particular request or if you'd like something intuitive. Thank you, everybody, for making requests today. I really appreciate that and your support. All right. Oh, yeah, you got something here. Building bridges and connection. All right. You got it. All right. So, Kion, for your cleanse, I actually want to use a crystal and a smoke clearing. So let me go ahead and grab those two and we'll get started. quite a bit of setup there. Sorry about that. I was actually thinking quite a bit about this one. Okay, so I wanted to start with a smoke clearing, and I wanted to use one of my candles. Let me show you. This is a candle that has some herbs on the bottom. There's caraway seed, and I think that's it. Just caraway seed out with the rye. This is a candle of protection, and it might seem weird to want to invoke protection when we're thinking about healing from a betrayal in a relationship. But I think it's really important in this case because I want to emphasize the strengthening around the heart, because when there's betrayal, sometimes the heart wants to make those protections, what's the word I'm looking for, like reinforced, right? We want to make them stronger, and we want to protect the heart a lot more, right? Because the heart has been hurt and wounded. We want to batten the hatches. That's the term I was looking for. This energy wants to offer you a feeling of safety and security without having you feel the need to toughen up the heart, right? It wants to show you a way forward that is softer, where you can surrender knowing that you are divinely protected without having to take the extra step of toughening up the very soft and tender heart, which, right, we want to always keep it soft and tender as much as we can in this life. So let's begin with that smoke clearing. And then I wanted to follow it up with, this is one of my favorite crystals of all time. And I'm actually surprised that it came up because this is garnet. This is raw garnet. And I use it. It's useful for so many things. But the thing I wanted to use it for today is metabolism. And I wanted to use that metaphorically, as in metabolizing what's happened to you with this betrayal, processing it. And garnet is an energy of purification, especially purification of blood, and not just like physical blood, also metaphorical, metaphysical blood, the lifeblood that runs through you. So metabolizing and processing, and then purifying, detoxifying that. All right, I am getting too wordy here. Let's just do the thing. It's like I was giving a TED Talk. Let's get started. All right, starting with this energy of protection. I love that this is a candle too, because it brings light during a dark time. The candle itself is a deep black. It has those rich herbs of caraway and rye. That deep color contrasts with that bright orange light, encouraging you to trust when trust seems like the hardest thing to do. Trusting in that divine protection that allows you to keep your heart soft. Keeping it soft. Keeping it soft when it wants to harden. Keeping it open when it wants to close. Trusting that you are protected. And your job is just to allow. Allowing the heart to heal openly without closing down. Good. Inviting that smoke of protection to draw near to the heart. As that divine reminder that you can be soft and tender, even in the face of difficult situations. That one when you want to close down. Sometimes opening is exactly what you need to strengthen, to feel strong. Letting that divine energy hold you and guide you. And keep you safe. Following that smoke, clearing up with this specimen of raw garnet. This crystal is incredibly heavy. I wish that you could feel it. I think it's the heaviest crystal that I have. It weighs a lot, and it brings that secure feeling, that security and safety that we require when we open to trust right in the moment that we want to close. I wanted to use this garnet to invoke its function on the metabolism, both literally and figuratively. One thing that we might do when we're hurt and betrayed is avoid. We might postpone the pain. When pain is heavy, it's uncomfortable to bear. This garnet invites you instead to begin the process of metabolizing. It needn't be all at once, like, when you eat a huge meal and then it sits in your stomach like a stone, and you begin to think that it's never going to metabolize, it's just going to sit there forever, and your belly is going to feel like a lump, right? And you can't even imagine that big bulk ever being processed because it just feels so big and so heavy. You have to unsnap your pants and let your belly hang out, and it feels like it's going to be there for the rest of your life. Do you know what I mean when I say that? This energy asks you to take little bites, bite by bite, allowing that energy to metabolize in your own time, not all at once. Every time that you take on another bite, the body responds by processing and metabolizing that pain, letting it move through and be acknowledged and felt. And then moving it through and out. Purifying that pain. Cleansing. Detoxifying. Clarifying. Enlightening. Small bite by small bite. It's not a heavy meal that you eat all at once. Taking your time and working through that pain, bite by bite. Good. Garnet is an energy of deep purification. It's often used to cleanse the blood, the life fluid of the physical body that runs to and fro the heart. The heart is the way station and the blood is the carrier, carrying nutrients to the heart and from the heart to nourish the rest of the body. And when the heart is hurting, right, that way station can become clogged and boggy and dark. Garnet is the great purifier. You can bring any amount of heaviness to garnet, and it will never let you down. It will always clear it and move it through, allowing you to metabolize and process that pain. When you're ready, good. Thank you so much for your request, Kion. Letting that energy settle, letting it arrive, letting it be, and just observing how it moves to court you. Good. You're welcome. We do have one more request for our session today. It's from our friend Fatima. Oops, sorry if that was loud. Our final request is for a crystal healing for building bridges and making connections. So beautiful. I love that one. Give me just a moment to sit with that, and we'll get started. Hello, Natalie. Interesting. I was actually just doing a search in my notes. And one of the functions of aquamarine, which I always go to as like a very calming and tranquil energy, especially if you're needing to de-stress, sort of drift away on the waves of serenity. But it's also very good. It's actually quite good for making new connections and building the bridges to create new friendships. So let me grab my aquamarine. I've never used it for that purpose before, but let's see how that feels. Hi Nate, welcome in. All right, this is our last request of the day. Thanks for hanging out, staying here with me today. This is my specimen of aquamarine. And I'd like to use it today for building bridges and making deeper and more meaningful connections. As we move into a season of friendships, an image comes to mind. It's an image of a beacon of blue light shining out as if from a lighthouse. I'd like you to imagine a wild sea, an ocean frothing with quick and hasty waves. You see those waves moving toward a lighthouse on the shore. Contrasted with the waves, the lighthouse is still and strong, unmoving like a statue. And at the top of the lighthouse is a beacon of blue ray light. Soft but strong. And it shines out over the waves. That light is a call, a song, sent out into the world, hovering over the waves and shining forth. A light radiant and calling for other light of its kind to shine and be seen too. as you shine that light from the lighthouse. You wait and look for other lights from other lighthouses to shine back at you. That light from the lighthouse shines in all directions as it moves in circles. And then right there, far beyond the sea, shining just through the trees, you see it, the light faint, and as you notice that light shining from far away, it begins to grow brighter, stronger, as it moves closer, seeing your light and hearing your song. That light from far away moves toward you. Moving closer to the sea. As your light continues to shine forth, you begin to notice other sparks of color glowing from all directions, above, below, around. Each one you begin to notice. They slowly move closer, drawn by your light, matching your light, giving their own light, adding their light to yours like a spectrum of color. And across the sea, a bridge appears as all of those lights converge, creating a space for each light to travel to the other and reach it. Join it. A bridge between lights. Lights called together, rising, joining, and moving. Each light unique. But finding connection. Holding that image of the lighthouse in your mind as it stretches out over the sea. Calling others to you. And welcoming the response. Hello, Tina. Whew. Wow. That brought me to a place. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much for that request. I loved that journey. That was quite nice. Fragrance, you can catch the rebroadcast on my YouTube as well. Don't forget. You can always go to my YouTube page and watch the rebroadcasts over again. Remembering that Reiki is not constrained by time or space. Distance Reiki goes the distance, and you can receive Reiki anytime, anywhere. Really? That's amazing, Fatima. Yeah, thank you. Perfect. Well, I wanted to thank everyone for sticking with me through the live stream. Thank you so much for all of your requests, for your generous gifts. Thank you for getting your heart me's. It looks like the goal restarted over here, but we did reach it, and we have 32. We got 32 heart me's today, so thank you. Thank you for almost 60K likes, my friends. Just a reminder, after today's live stream, I'll be live again shortly after with a subscriber-only, my mind is drawing a blank, with a super fan-only Reiki and Real Talk. You can come even if you're not a super fan, but only super fans will be able to chat. Today we'll be talking about self-sabotage. So if you haven't gotten enough of me chattering away, you can always come to today's Reiki and Real Talk. I should be live again, I don't know, within the next hour or so. Just need to eat some lunch, take a break, stop talking, and recalibrate. Thanks, Matt, for the hand hearts. Also, if you like ASMR, please check out my ASMR channel, Evening Springtime ASMR. Let's see. I also have a new TikTok shop where I created some Reiki themed merchandise. So if you'd like to check it out, there's some cool things on there. A lot of it didn't upload, so there's a lot more coming, but it's not there yet. You can check it out. I wanted to say thank you to my wonderful moderator, Amiran, who's always doing fantastic, and I appreciate the support so much. All right, my friends. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you for Reiki and Real Talk later, or I'll see you on my next live stream. Bye for now.